This is a quick video on processing ACH payments with Payment 360. So from our Payment 360 website, I go to Support, and then I go to ACH. And make sure you read through all of the contents of this page. It's very important for processing ACH. It's not as, for lack of a better term, willy-nilly as credit cards, where it's just pretty easy to plug it in. ACH actually has a lot involved with it, so make sure you're familiar with all this information. Below here, we want to use our testing credentials in order to do a test ACH within Payment 360 and Salesforce and Stripe. So I go to payment methods and I do a new payment method and I go to ACH. Now make sure you have all the top left information filled in. Otherwise, our validation rules will scold you for not filling everything in. So I'm going to copy our routing number, put in any name here. The account holder type doesn't matter for testing. And I'm also going to copy the account number. You'll see USD and US are the only options. That's because Stripe with ACH, it only supports US bank accounts and the currency of USD. So I go ahead and do save, and now I'm going to do a refresh. You'll see it says pending. You can't process a payment with an ACH payment method in a pending status. You have to go through the micro deposit verification. So wait a few days, ask your customer if they get the verification. Once they do, you'll get some numbers back. You're just going to plug those numbers in directly to these fields. In the sake of testing, you have to use these exact two numbers to paste them into these fields. Now once I click save, you'll see this says pending here. I'll do a refresh, and now we have it verified. We have our Stripe IDs, and we're good to go ahead and do a charge on this ACH payment method. So I'll do a new transaction, Stripe. Let's do $1,000. Again, make sure you do USD. It's the only currency supported right now for ACH. So I'm going to go ahead and do save. And now I'm going to do a capture. It's in process. So I'm going to do a refresh. Now it's pending. So ACH payment processing doesn't instantly tell you if it works or not. It takes up to 4 days to validate an actual capture. The reason is because it has to validate with the bank account and make sure the process is done, and then go ahead and actually conduct that process. The way that it gets updated is through our webhooks. So make sure you have our webhooks fully configured. And once those are configured, this will automatically update to be a completed and captured status once the webhook updates those. And you can tell within ACH from our setup doc here, in order to set up those webhooks, it's right down here under the optional setup, which you'll see you have to have set up if you're using ACH. Now, after you do have the webhooks set up, we have a scheduled process which syncs all of the webhook updates into Salesforce every 5 minutes. So if you do want to wait 5 minutes, go hang out, grab a glass of water, come back, and then do a refresh on the transaction here. And then after 5 minutes, this will update from pending to then be completed and captured.